Alright, a video that I feel I needed to make right now. If you've never been in a locked facility before, you may not have heard this term. It's called, the term is called plant. And what they are is an informant planted inside the locked facility as an inmate, but they're not really an inmate. They're just there to get information and spy on the other inmates. You know what I mean? And we had a plant in maximum security jail that we eventually exposed for everybody. You know what I mean? I didn't see it, from the get-go. I didn't see him, Usually I could see, like, the deception or, but sometimes it takes me a while to be like, okay, that guy is false. He's not really here for, charges of any kind. He's here to spy on. Sometimes it takes me a while, you know what I mean? I give the benefit of a doubt, but his acting was pretty good. He was playing like a handicap role, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, he should be in the psych ward, That's what I was thinking. Why is he in jail and not in the psych ward, That's how good his performance was, you know what I mean? It was. He's like playing off as being suicidal all the time, you know what I mean? Even the guards were like pretending with him, I can see it now, but then I couldn't see it. I'm like, but the other inmates, the ones that are more experienced, that have been served time for a while, like in prison, in maximum security prison, you know what I mean, for like years, they could see it right away. They could see it right away, and I couldn't, you know what I mean? It was impressive that they were right. Yep. After he was causing trouble and stuff, we looked at one of the kites he wrote, and it was like to a detective, you know what I mean? I need to see this detective, like an informant would write. Not an inmate would write that, you know what I mean? About this, and this, you know what I mean? And then once we saw his kite, he knew his life was in danger. Not from me, but he probably thought that when I was staring him down. But he had to get out. They had to get him out of there. Because once a plant is exposed, his life is in danger. I guess, to the other inmates that are more dangerous than me. I don't really care. But yeah. Anyways, but the guy that exposed him, for all to see, he got punished. He got punished to like 21 days lockdown, in your cell most of the day and stuff. But, we were grateful, We don't like that kind of thing, I think they may have thought I was a plant because I look like a cop. That's the downfall of the way I look. I look like a cop. Naturally. I think like a cop, act like a cop. So I'm like sitting in maximum security, looking like a cop, you know what I'm saying? But they knew I wasn't eventually. But anyways. But yeah, that's what it is. A plant. A new term I learned. So they exist. They even exist in other locked facilities like psych wards, but not as a patient. But like in the staff, I would say they're plants for sure. I can think of a few informants in the staff of a psych ward right now. You know what I mean? But in jail, they were actually inmates. You know what I'm saying? So there's no joking around. So the whole time I was like, maybe he's a plant, maybe. To like other inmates, I'm like, maybe he's a plant. was a weird question he asked me. He might be a plant. Always pay attention to the odd questions. I'm like, that was an odd question out of nowhere. There could be a plant trying to get information out of you. You know what I'm saying? If it's an odd question that no random person that you just barely met would ask you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he could be a plant for sure. Anyways, enough about plants. Go water your plants. You know what I'm saying? I got a plant right here. I got a plant right here that I wasn't able to water because I was locked up. I couldn't water my plant. So it's dead. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. There goes my plant. Don't expose me again. It's all his fault. Just kidding. But anyway. But yeah, that's a lesson for you guys. Plants, informants, not your friends. When you're locked up. You know what I'm saying? Spying on you. And you know what I'm saying? For the enemy. So, FYI, stay sharp if you're behind bars for that. So